Joining us now is criminal defense attorney and KCRA 3 legal analyst Johnny Griffin. Johnny, we talked to you on Wednesday after Frank Reese was put on probation. At that time, you said authorities had him exactly where they wanted him. Today, they show up with a warrant. What do you think is going on here legally?
Well, it appears to me that the investigators have some reason to believe that he was somehow involved in the death of this child. Having him on probation, they clearly could have searched where he lived and his areas, but they couldn't search the whole house unless they had a warrant for the other areas.
Okay, which we know that they had a warrant. Now, on the surface, these charges are not necessarily related to the death of baby Justice, but at the same time, we know that he was born with meth in his system. Now we've got his father being arrested on drug-related charges, specifically authorities saying they found meth today. Will that possibly link him now?
They may very well be trying to develop certain facts that would support an argument or a theory that the drug that was in the child's system came not only from the mother, but from Mr. Reese himself.
Let's talk about possible defenses here. He's not the only one who lives in that house. Investigators saying that they found not only the meth, also ammunition, drug paraphernalia. Can he say just simply, none of that was mine?
He can say that, but the law says more than one person can possess something. So just because, for example, another person in the house possessed it as well doesn't necessarily mean that he also did not possess it.
And when he's on probation, can he be in the same house with this stuff? How does that work?
Generally, no.
Okay.
And oftentimes when you're first placed on probation, they tell you, do not have anything unlawful in that home or you can and will go back to jail.
Okay, let's talk about the timing here. They certainly could have executed a search warrant while he was still in jail. They could have executed a search warrant much sooner after finding baby Justice dead. What do you make of the fact that they do this after he is released from jail?
Oftentimes, and it's perfectly legal, officers and law enforcement officials may want to see what you do and follow you once you're released from custody. So they may have a theory that once he's released, we're going to monitor him, and then if we determine that he's done something wrong, we will go in.
Let's talk about the baby's mother, Samantha Green, who is his girlfriend, and she's now in jail, but she has lived in the same house with his parents as well. She is under arrest on charges directly related to the baby's death, child endangerment, and involuntary manslaughter. Now, at least to the media, Frank has stood behind his girlfriend, saying he doesn't think she could have anything to do with the baby's death. Could something like this put pressure on one party or another to maybe turn people against each other? Would that be a tactic?
It's not uncommon for law enforcement to make a deal. For example, to say to Mr. Reese, if you cooperate with us and tell us what you know about the death of this child, we will request and ask the court and the DA to show some leniency for you.
Okay. Johnny Griffin, thanks as always for your analysis.